Restore the Snyderverse fans are having a tough time here. Jim Lee at San Diego apparently has just confirmed, Warner Brothers has no plans at all for a return to the Snyderverse, and fans are reacting. Jim Lee totally sucks. This coward is overseeing the utter bastardization of legendary characters. He's a shit storyteller, and his art, while top-notch, is uninspired and stagnated. He's an embarrassment. I mean, okay, guys.
If you're enjoying this content, please hit that like and subscribe button. We need you here.
Welcome to Comic Artist Pro Secrets, everyone. It's me, your friend, Ethan Van Sciver, 29-year veteran of the comic book industry. 20 of those years I spent at DC. I know Jim Lee pretty well. Before we get started with this video, if you're a newcomer around here, will you please subscribe to this channel, ring the bell for notifications, and if you're a regular, thanks for coming back. Please like this video, share this video, and always leave me comments below. We are still shadow banned by YouTube's algorithm, hidden from unsubscribed viewers. And with that having been said, let's get on with the story here. DC's Jim Lee says there are no plans for more Snyderverse material. And I don't know how many more times Warner Brothers has to say this, or representatives from Warner Brothers have to say this before it sinks in. I'm going to say a quadrillion times, a Brazilian times, because Snyderverse fans are never going to quit. They are not going to stop demanding that Zack Snyder be restored to his position as creative director of the DCEU. Now, Zack Snyder was installed at the DCEU to basically turn the Super Friends, the Justice League, all of these great DC Comics franchises into a money-making powerhouse like the MCU has become. Disney has definitely won the trust of the mainstream public with their Marvel movies. They put out a piece of garbage. Well, they put out piece of garbage after piece of garbage. It makes $1 billion every single time. Meanwhile, DC Comics has yet to find its footing. They've put out these troubled productions. A few have worked. Aquaman, the first Wonder Woman movie, did just fine. But everything else has been kind of a problem. Zack Snyder was brought on board to make the Justice League into a thing that would sort of be a cluster bomb of creativity. All of these individuals would go on to their own movie franchises and just sprout billion-dollar films left and right for Warner Brothers. But that's not what happened. Zack Snyder made an enormously long, tiresome, dreary dirge of a film, according to Warner Brothers executives who actually witnessed the early cuts. And they decided that Zack Snyder probably wasn't their guy moving forward. The DC universe is light. It's fun. You're supposed to have a good time. You're supposed to trust these figures, these characters, these superheroes. This is not Marvel. It's not. These characters are not ambiguous in any way. Superman is salvation. He's hope. He's rescue. He's everything. You're happy to see Superman. I have never been more terrified of any incarnation of Superman since Zack Snyder took over. He's unstable. He is constantly out of his mind. He's blowing up police cars. He's refusing or ignoring people in peril, letting people die. This is not our Superman. The other thing about Zack Snyder is that he's brought aboard some of the most troublesome individuals, like weirdos, creeps, who have actually caused endless PR problems for DC Comics and Warner Brothers. For example, this man right here, Ezra Miller, a guy who right now is under scrutiny because he has seemingly abducted, I don't know, according to stories, a bunch of children and their moms, and is hiding them in a ranch somewhere in Vermont with a lot of drugs and guns. He threatened North Carolina's Ku Klux Klan. They don't even exist. A very specific chapter of the KKK down there. He said he was going to come and get them. That was all in his imagination. He has strangled pregnant women on video. Nobody knows what's going on with Ezra Miller. He is a very strange individual. Then you've got Ray Fisher, who basically, as we've talked about on this channel, has been weaponized, I believe, by Zack Snyder to push back against Warner Brothers and basically call everybody involved with this troubled production racist, bigots, in order to have them answering to Zack Snyder and Ray Fisher. That's been problematic. And then not to mention, not pictured, Amber Heard, who of course pooped in Johnny Depp's bed and was the focus of endless news cycles, debate, controversy, for basically writing an article calling Johnny Depp an abuser and undoing the entire hashtag Me Too movement within society, which I guess is a good thing. So 3 enormous PR embarrassments for Warner Brothers. Thank you, Zack Snyder. And it's no wonder. It's no wonder they don't really want to do anything else. The movies are dark and dreary. Zack Snyder has brought a terrible PR crisis on Warner Brothers' heads, and he is basically extorting them in a way to be put back in his position as the creative director of the DCEU, by weaponizing his fan base. So here's Jim Lee, who is, currently ronin out there on his own, a drifter, a wanderer amongst San Diego Comic-Con, and he's got to answer questions from people. Somebody stands up. I'm sure there are lots of SNYDERVERSE, Restore the SNYDERVERSE fans at San Diego Comic-Con. One of them stands up and asks a question about it. And Jim Lee, very diplomatically, says, what's amazing is that we spent 2 years in lockdown, and here we are, back at the convention, well, sort of, celebrating the art form, feeling good, and I work on the projects that are in development. And so I think the Snyder Cut was Zack's vision realized, and it was really a satisfying story told, but there's no plans for additional work. There's no plans for additional work on that material. So I was happy to help contribute to the pitch for the other stuff, and it was kind of fun to actually see that stuff get out there, because I did that years ago. I actually thought it had been erased, but they had kept it in storage. Yeah, Zack Snyder, evidently, according to Warner Brothers investigations, absconded with the computer database, all of the footage. It was illegal. Like, he wasn't supposed to take it. It didn't belong to him, but he stole it anyway, and he basically worked on it in secret to produce the Snyder Cut. Many versions, or many scenes that were added to the film, were shot in his backyard. Like, he just wanted to get that thing done and out there. This guy's something else. So-called Snyderverse began with director Zack Snyder's 2013 film Man of Steel, which, was a divisive film. Many people who saw it, who worked at DC Comics at the time, found it to be a troubling film. I did too. I watched it and just felt like it wasn't my Superman. Superman didn't seem to care about humanity. Zod coming to Earth and wreaking havoc on Metropolis seemed to be entirely because he followed Kal-El to Earth. So if Kal-El didn't come to Earth, we wouldn't have any of these problems, and Metropolis wouldn't have been destroyed. And by the way, Superman actually breaks his own sort of morality code. Spoiler alert, breaks Zod's neck at the end of the movie, which is something that Superman doesn't do. He does not kill people, and if he was going to kill people, could he have done it sooner so that Metropolis didn't fall apart? It seems like Superman just took L after L after L in that dark, awful movie. So he came back with Dawn of Justice, Batman v Superman. Everybody hated it. And then Justice League was kind of the nadir of all of his movies. It was a disaster. The whole thing was an enormous money-losing money pit for Warner Brothers. They're not looking to have him back. They're just not looking to have him back. In order for him to come back, basically everybody at Warner Brothers who was there, who has any memory of this event, would have to be, I don't know, the Men in Black would have to show up and do that little flashlight thing in their faces. Everybody would have to be fired and replaced with newbies who were all in support of the Snyderverse, and maybe that is part of the effort. Maybe that's the hope and dream of Restore the Snyderverse, to replace everybody there. Walter Hamada, Toby Emmerich, John Berg, Jeff Johns. Jeff Johns is still working there. He's been a target of Zack Snyder's fury. So was John Berg. That would be the only way. So Jim Lee has to very diplomatically, because, look, we've got to take care of the fans, let them know, once again, there are no plans. Now, does that mean it's not going to happen? No. I hate to say it, but it doesn't mean it's not going to happen. He just says there are no plans, which doesn't mean there couldn't be plans later. So I don't know. Even though I'm against it, because I really don't like this guy's movies, and I'm also not crazy about Zack Snyder himself. I don't like the way that he called the Geeks and Gamers crew a hate group. I thought that was really low class. But I, don't mind. The idea of Snyderverse pushing forward to try to force DC DC Entertainment to make more Snyder movies. To me, it's just good entertainment. I think, guys, thanks for the laughs. Keep it up, I guess. Thanks, everyone. Thanks for this video. Let me know what you think of this, what you think of Jim Lee, and leave me comments below. I really appreciate it. And I'll be back with another video. I got a video, another video on this topic. Ray Fisher, he just won't stop. It's hilarious. Thanks, everyone. See you soon with another one. Hello, Indiegogo backers. CyberFrog 2 Wrecked Planet Second Chance campaign is live on Indiegogo right now, just in time to join the fight for independent comics. We need your support. Back it today. Links in the description below.
The All Caps Comics eBay store is live for all of your non-soy comic book needs. Whether it's CyberFrog, Starblades, or Rainbow the Brute, ask for it in all caps. Check out the link in the description below. Hey, come follow me on Twitter, @EthanVanSkyver.